Good evening, everyone, and Ramadan Mubarak. Today, my colleagues and I, we will talk about hailing a new era, higher in Japan case study, which talks about entering higher the Japanese market. And Ahmed will start the presentation.
The port city Qingdao in East China is home to General Electric's household appliance giant, Haier. Haier is a multinational home appliances and consumer electronics company. Its story is one that portrays a huge development with commendable authority and social diversification. The company started with zero goals, no visions, and on the verge of bankruptcy, to becoming a global brand and having clarified organizational targets and bringing in 37 billion US dollars annually. The Haier company has developed from a small refrigerator plant to a global organization that leads in home appliances. Around 30 years ago, back when Haier was simply known as the Qingdao Refrigerator Factory, the outlook of the company wasn't that great. In the early 1980s, China was just starting to experiment with capitalism, and Qingdao Refrigerator Company was collapsing and on the verge of bankruptcy. The company had gone through 3 general managers in just 1 year, with the fourth being Jiang Rumin. In 1984, it was discovered that 20% of the refrigerators in the warehouse had problems working, and yet they were still sold to consumers. As a result of this, and under new leadership, the company decided to focus on quality. In just 3 years, the company's fridges were declared the best in all of China. After that, they kept receiving one award after another. They were doing so well, the government handed them 18 poorly run factories to manage. In the 90s, the company focused more on diversification and became internationally recognized. In 1992, the company renamed itself Qingdao Haier. From this point forward, they kept growing and started developing and selling a number of other household items, such as air conditioners, washing machines, microwaves, cell phones, computers, and even televisions. In the early 2000s, Haier became a global brand and was gaining attention from General Electric, which was trying to tap into the Chinese market. General Electric even tried to buy Haier but got rejected. At this point, GE and Haier became direct competitors. Keep in mind, GE had always been what Haier aspired to be. GE was Haier's idol. Both companies kept growing and growing, but in the late 2000s, when the growth rate started to slow down, being big was not enough. It became less about who was the bigger company and more about who was the smartest. In 2016, Haier bought GE for $5.6 billion, and now Haier had acquired the rights to use the GE brand name until 2056.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Hamid Al Hindwan, and I'm going to continue about our project, which is about Haier. So my part will be about talking about the special about Haier's current management system and why did the company create this system. So the most exceptional and superior thing about the association's present administration framework is that it has the capacity to accomplish both the individual and classified objectives. The framework interfaces the presentation of the worker with the market and rewarded likewise. So the framework rouses the workers to more exertions to the assignment so as to get better rewards. The association even made this framework to expand the efficiency of the representative as to accomplish the commanding objectives. And additionally, the organization's planned for spurring its representatives by making them increasingly eager and guaranteeing that the more they aided to the society and the association, the higher motivation they get. And now I'm going to talk about the role of the CEO, who is Zhang Reiman, and what role did he play in the Haier's development, and how we would describe him as a leader. So Zhang has assumed the huge job in Air's advancement since its activity in 1984. Zhang helped the organizations recoup from money-related pain that was confronting it and establish conduct rules that were to be followed by the employees, thus hindering theft and fostering an organization culture of commitment. Zhang played the administrative job and guarantees that the firm delivered a quality object which helped the association to turn the main firm in fridge making in China. He guaranteed that the workers contributed distinctly to the associations by presenting the miniature company's idea inside a hire, which advanced the efficiency of the representatives. Zhang even supervised the different administration frameworks and guaranteed that every representative proceeded true to form, that prompting the development of the organization. Zhang, as the CEO, is a transformational pioneer. He endeavors to guarantee that the categorized objects has been accomplished. Likewise, he can be portrayed as a value-based pioneer because of his endeavors to cause his workers to comprehend their obligations and offering backing and direction. The next question will be how to describe the CEO of Hire as a leader. So, as a leader, as I said before even, he is a transformational pioneer who endeavors to guarantee that the authoritative objectives has been completed. That is his most important category and assurance in his mind. He can be represented, as I said even before, as a value-based pioneer because of his activities that he has done and that causes his representatives to comprehend the obligations and backing and direction.
Thank you, Muhammad. Now I will answer the questions number 4 and 5 in the case study. The question number 4 is what kind of tension could arise for Hire when implementing its management system in Japan? Some of these tensions are by implementing the new management system in Japan created division among the employees. The employees can be divided against each other, some of them with the system and some of them against the system. So this division making it hard for the employee to cooperate and work together. So some employees may not be willing to work under the new system. They may be quitting their jobs, boycotting work, or organizing strikes. So the implementation of the system in Japan may create more confusion for the Japanese employees, which can lead to leadership wrangles within the organization. So now, after the Hire in Japan faced these tensions and difficulties, the leader of Hire in Japan, he tried to manage the tensions in Japan by trying to make the employees understand the contract's underlying logic. He didn't try to impose the system on the employees in Japan, but continued to communicate the plan and the system to the employees. Also, he tried to align his operations with the culture integration and adapting to the local realities. Okay. In terms of cultural differences reconciliation, I would agree with due efforts of instilling the company's values into the operations of Japanese and allowing the employees to experiment with ZZJYT system, which is the system the Hire company used in China and helped them make the company better.
Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed Al-Naimi, and in this slide I will speak about should Hire adapt to the Japanese culture and change its management system, or should Hire impose its system in Japan? I think finding a middle point will work perfectly well. When Du wanted to promote a 35 years old employee, he found a way not to violate the Japanese culture and promoted also other employees based on their seniority. This is an example of combination of the higher and Japanese organization culture. So, yes, higher should adapt the culture on the Japanese and transform its management system. This will help the company to avoid the tension and division of the organization. Do manage tension in particular ways. When dividing the employees in teams was a great idea, but taking them for a drinks was not so much. Although in an approach that worked for him and created a communication channel between him and the employees. Imposing the system in Japan would make the employees disengaged in the organization and will raise more problems. In conclusion, we conclude that higher is having some strength and as well some weakness points. First, the strength point: strong brand image with effective after-sales service, successfully diversification of brand in consumer electronics goods industry, significant innovation in both product and management strategies, global inclusion of suppliers for improvement in product line and R&D. Acquisition of other companies globally have further strengthened higher position. For the weakness point, we can see that the dependency on the domestic Chinese market for a large sale volume gives a higher weakness point. As well, dependency of higher conglomerate on Chinese government and subsides. There is some opportunities for higher company to increase the market potential for the green products. Acquisition of brands gives opportunity to hire for expanding its business in growing Asian markets. Finally, transform itself from a global manufacturer to a worldwide service provider.
Thank you for listening, and we hope that you enjoyed the presentation.